Just like Donald Trump, Doug Ford is making changes to elections laws to benefit him and his party. This includes raising donation limits as well as getting rid of fixed term elections. This means that Doug Ford does not have to run in an election by 2029. He can stay on for 5 years and he won't have to be in an election until 2030. Fixed election laws set election dates ahead of time. Governments could still go out of their way to force snap elections like Doug Ford did in February, but getting rid of this fixed election law basically allows for Ford to call an election whenever he wants when is most beneficial to his party. On top of that, they are raising donation limits by almost 50%, going from $3,400 to $5,000. And unlike minimum wage, he's also tying that number to inflation. Prior to Doug Ford, the Liberals had actually lowered the amount that people could donate from about $10,000 to closer to $2,000. And ever since Doug Ford took office, he has slowly been creeping that number up, putting more money into politics. Basically, if you're rich and you can spend thousands of dollars a year to donate to the conservatives, you'll get what you want. And for regular people who don't have $5,000 a year to throw away, your voice doesn't really matter as much. And on top of that, Doug Ford is getting rid of spending limits on third-party advocacy groups. This is going to be a massive injection of money into our politics. And because there's no fixed election dates, if the conservatives decide to hold an early election, they can just subtly let their friends know, and those advocacy groups can run a whole bunch of ads prior to the election period with no spending limits. Since Doug Ford took office, he has tripled Ontario's political donation limit, creating an unethical, undemocratic, pay-to-play, cash-for-access system that allows for rich donors to buy even more influence over parties, politicians, government policies, and decisions. And of course, Doug Ford wants more money in politics. His party was already outspending other parties by millions of dollars, including having a massive head start because they spend tens of millions of dollars every year on advertising months ahead of election. In the year leading up to the snap election, Doug Ford's government spent over $100 million on government advertising, more than 3 times what they had spent in the previous year. Doug Ford might try to be Captain Canada, but he mimics Trump in his behaviors and in his policies. And Doug Ford cares more about money interests than he does about the average citizen in this province or their democratic vote. Follow to stay up to date on news and politics in Ontario.